So I'm standing outside my house right now, and I noticed something as I was walking inside. Does anyone see anything different? I see my mailbox, my stairs, my front door, my outside light. Do you see that up there? What do you see on top of my light? Can you guess what it is? It looks really messy. Let's take a closer look. You're right, it's a bird's nest. We'll check back on this tomorrow and maybe there'll be something inside. Hi friends! Yesterday was such a rainy day. Even though it was still so rainy outside, I still heard so many birds outside. Did you hear any birds outside? Well, I found a story and it has to do with a bird, and the title of this story is A Mother for Choco by Kiko Kaza. Let's get started. Choco was a little bird who lived all alone. He wished he had a mother, but who could be his mother? One day, he set off to find her. First, Choco met Mrs. Giraffe. "Oh, Mrs. Giraffe," he cried, "you are yellow just like me. Are you my mother?" "I'm sorry," sighed Mrs. Giraffe, "but I don't have wings like you." Next, Choco met Mrs. Penguin. "Oh, Mrs. Penguin," he cried, "you have wings just like me. Are you my mother?" "I'm sorry," sighed Mrs. Penguin, "but I don't have big round cheeks like you." Then Choco met Mrs. Walrus. "Oh, Mrs. Walrus," he cried, "do you have big round cheeks like me? Are you my mother?" "Now look," grumped Mrs. Walrus, "I don't have striped feet like you, so don't bother me." Do you see Choco's striped feet? No matter where Choco searched, he couldn't find a mother who looked just like him. When Choco saw Mrs. Bear picking apples, he knew she couldn't be his mother. Mrs. Bear didn't look like him at all. Choco was so sad he started to cry. "Mommy, Mommy, I need a mommy." Mrs. Bear came running to see what was the matter. As she listened to Choco's story, she sighed. "Oh dear, if you had a mommy, what would she do?" "I'm sure she would hold me," sobbed Choco. "Like this?" asked Mrs. Bear, and she held Choco very tight. "Yes, and I'm sure she would kiss me too," said Choco. "Like this?" asked Mrs. Bear, and she lifted Choco and gave him a big kiss. Mwah! Yes, and I'm sure she would sing and dance with me to cheer me up, said Choco. Like this? Asked Mrs. Bear, and they sang and danced together. When they stopped to rest, Mrs. Bear turned to Choco and said, Choco, maybe I could be your mother. You? Choco cried. But you aren't yellow, and you don't have wings or big round cheeks or striped feet like me. My goodness, said Mrs. Bear, that would make me look very funny. Choco thought it was funny too. Well, said Mrs. Bear, my other children are waiting for me at home. Why don't you join us for apple pie? Apple pie sounded wonderful to Choco, so off they went. When they arrived, Mrs. Bear's other children rushed out to greet her. Choco, said Mrs. Bear, meet Hippie, Allie, and Piggy. I am their mother too. The sweet smell of apple pie and the sound of laughter soon filled Mrs. Bear's home. After their delicious treat, Mrs. Bear gave all of her children a big warm bear hug. And Choco was very happy that his new mommy looked just like the way she did. The end. Now, I have a few questions to ask you about our story, A Mother for Choco. The first question is, what is Choco's problem? What was Choco trying to do? You're right. Choco was looking for a mom. Very good. The next question. If you can remember, what was the first animal Choco asked to be his mom? The first animal Choco asked. Do you remember? It wasn't the penguin. You're right, it's the giraffe. Nice job. The next question. What was Mrs. Bear doing when Choco found her? Think about it. Was Mrs. Bear sleeping? No. You're right. Mrs. Bear was picking apples to make an apple pie. Nice job. And here's the last question. In the end, Choco liked playing at home with his new brothers and sisters and giving his mom a really big hug. What do you like to do at home with your family? I hope you enjoyed my book. I'll see you guys soon, and I miss you, and have a great day. Bye.